Hey everyone, and welcome back to BMX News Live, a weekly live BMX news show that I do every Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, where we're here live chatting with you guys, talking about everything cool that happened in BMX in the previous week, or everything that I think you might care about because I think it's cool, and we're going to celebrate the cool stuff and talk about things that should be talked about, regardless of who pays us to talk about what. So with that being said, the consensus in the chat here is that it's cold. It's cold outside. Right now it's snowing, it's freezing outside, everybody's cold, Texas is cold, it's cold. There's a bunch of people in the chat. Sean Chambers, Travis S is here, Keggy's been making these really awesome like graphic things with my floating head for the news on Instagram every week, and it's been fun. Last time was Where's Waldo. This time it was the Be a Lot Cooler If You Did guy. Paul Gale is the first member in the chat. Hello, Paul. Shout out to all the members out there. Presley's here, the Presley fam. Kevin Zuba, Rob Sparkman, another member down in Texas. Who else? The Karinsky fam. Kevin Jackson is here. Clown Grip Garage. It's 12 in Iowa. Gross. Jason Jameson. Jeff Mead has made it. The Scene's Not Dead. Earned his keep for the moderator privileges. Adam Ortiz is here. Nizert. Rex BMX. Eric Stahl. Tiffany Glass. Phil Uranton. And that's everybody new so far. With that being said, thank you for tuning in. The first thing that we're going to do this week is open a box from Little Devil, because I didn't know how else to do this. I didn't want to make this video because I knew that no one was going to watch it. So we're just going to open it here for the news. Thank you, Derek Adams and Little Devil. There's a perfect sticker for the conversation that we're gonna have later. Yo, little bumper packaging in there. We have a new hat. I'm gonna put it on. We got a new Little Devil hat. Thank you, Little Devil and Derek Adams. And just a message for people here. Oh, it sure can. Couple Little Devil stickers. Dope. I'm stoked on a new hat. Still gonna wear this one all the time, but I like having a new hat. And shout out and thank you to Rob Sparkman, aka Wooden Foot, in the chat. Holy crap. And Adam Ortiz for gifting members in the chat. I gotta put up the little marquee thingy that scrolls across the screen. I appreciate you guys. Thank you. Boom. We're here. We're good. The BMX Plus spoof. BMX sucks. BMX Plus spoof. Yeah, I didn't even catch that that's what that was. Then the OG logo on a sticker. Dope. I want to put this sticker on my phone somehow. BMX sucks. All right, so we're here to talk about the news. We should probably bring up the news. And I have to say, I personally am lucky that we're talking about this an hour after I first saw it and read the description and stuff on it. Gave me a little bit more time to think and not be super duper speak purely on emotion, because I like to not do that, but sometimes the passion takes over and we just get heated. And this isn't something that should lead to that. But it kind of does. And I'm going to try and be very measured in how I say things with this, because I feel like this is kind of a slap in the face to a lot of people. And for someone who's given me shit for slapping people in the face, metaphorically, with the things that I've said, I think it's kind of BS. So at its core, this is cool. And it's really awesome what it actually is. It's an independent full-length video by Grant C. that's going to feature, where's the names? Dan Kruk, Felix Prangenberg, Jordan Godwin, and Matt Clausen. It's awesome. It's going to come out next year. But the messaging behind this right now is kind of one that is really hard to not read. It's really hard to read it, and to not be like, what the hell, dude? Who are you talking to? And maybe it's very simple, and the only people that this lead by example and this message is aimed at are the people who complain about what they believe is wrong in BMX, because this is the description. It says, it's so common to hear people complaining about what they believe is wrong with BMX, but it's important to remember that you are in charge of how you participate in it. Maybe the world has moved away from full-length videos, but if there's something you value, then it makes sense to put your time, effort, and energy into it, regardless of if there is a monetary value. At its core, that's a great message. But I read that, and I'm like, dude, do you realize that people have been making independent full-length videos for literally ever? You're not leading at all here. People have been doing this forever, and to come in and have this self-righteous title that says lead by example, as if you're the, and obviously there's no claims anywhere saying, oh, I'm the first person to do this or whatever, and it probably comes from a really good place, but it's like, what you're preaching, people have been doing it, and you literally used to work for a website that didn't actively go out there and celebrate the people who are out there doing it that weren't of a status that was high enough to be acknowledged. So this is like who are you talking to with this, man? Because it really does feel like it. And you know, not everybody reads into things like this. I'm probably the only one who puts this under a microscope, and I think everybody should be able to look at it and just be like, oh yeah, that's cool, I'm glad they're doing that. And that's the way you should approach it. But I read it knowing that the things that he has said to me, and I'm like, bro, you're gonna get shitty with people for the way they say things, and then you're gonna say something like that? Like, come on, man. And I hope that it's aimed at only the people who are complaining about what they believe is wrong in BMX, saying lead by example, because yes, you absolutely are in charge of your experience of BMX. And when you complain about BMX as a whole, it was like, well, is that your experience of it? Or is that just what you're letting be your experience of it by feeding into it? Great message. I absolutely agree with that wholeheartedly. But when I read this too, and so common to hear people complaining about what they believe is wrong with BMX, it was really hard to read that and not be like, he's poking at me a little bit here because he's commented on my stuff where I'm talking about BMX, and you could definitely take some of the stuff that I say as just complaining about BMX and what I think is wrong with it, because I absolutely talk about what is wrong with BMX. But the difference is what I'm doing is actually leading by example by talking about things that nobody else wants to talk about in ways that people aren't talking about them, and offering solutions to them, not doing something that a million people have already done and then saying you should do this and lead by example with it. So I'm not gonna go too crazy. I wrote a whole thing in my phone because I was like getting passionate about it. I'm like, come on, man. But either way, when it comes to being independent with these things, it's gonna be the way that it has to be, because full-length videos and big projects like that are just too expensive to make sense for companies when there's really not that much of a monetary value to them if people aren't going to buy it. I think people would buy it if it was a big enough project, a good enough project, but maybe not. I mean, I think Grant worked on Project X, so he would probably have direct insight to how well it did and how many people did buy it. And moving forward, especially where we're at in BMX, companies can't just willy-nilly be like, yeah, we'll fund all these different trips all over the country and world so you can film for a full-length video that hardly anyone's gonna buy and we're never gonna see that money again. And yeah, it was a nice investment tax write-off, but we didn't make enough money for it to matter anyways. So there's probably going to be a lot more independent full-length videos from people who want to put the effort in. But my point is that there's a lot of people out there who are already doing that don't get any kind of shine time unless they know someone so they can get it posted or talked about, or they're a high enough level that it does get talked about. And we have to have a salute out there for the people who are actively out there doing it, making it happen, and just creating, riding, having fun, and enjoying BMX their own way. And they don't need the acknowledgement of the BMX industry or BMX media or any of that. Because those are the people that are keeping BMX going. Those are the people who are actually buying parts and actually propping up the industry with money. So let me make sure that I'm saying everything that I need to. Like, basically, this has to come from a good place. I'm not trying to crap all over anything. I just read it and was like, man, come on. Let's see. I'm reading my notes here. I think we're good. And I want to reiterate here at the end, even though I haven't really said it, so it's not reiterating. All of everything I do on this channel, everything I talk about when I complain about BMX is all coming from a place of wanting to make BMX better. I'm not insulated in a bubble that is a hotbed of BMX where I'm around all these pros and the industry is there, and that's probably suffering right now too, even in those areas. I'm not around those things. I'm around the people who just go out and ride for fun. There's this dude, Todd, I think, is it Thibault? I'm not sure how you pronounce his last name. He's 50 something years old. He buys all his own parts and he kills it. He did this tabletop at Ray's the other day that was like 4 foot out of a 7 foot quarter that only a couple people can air out like that. Like, this dude doesn't need to be told to lead by example. He's doing it. He's 50 something years old. And those are the people that I think we need to recognize more in BMX, because those are the people who keep it going. Todd's out there inspiring people at Ray's just by being him. I love that. Man, yesterday was Thanksgiving and we have people in the chat saying that they're thankful for things. Rob's thankful for his BMX family. Adam's thankful for everything. I'm thankful for everything too. The fact that I'm sitting here on a Friday, hanging out with you guys, talking about BMX news, and I'm not worried about working right now, even though I should be editing videos and working. I'll do that later. But I'm thankful for where things have gone in the last year. Thankful for my new concept that I've figured out for my channel and how I've approached things. I'm thankful that there's people literally from the entire world tuning in for the news. We got Peng917, member in the chat from Hastings, UK. It's awesome. Dead Hands says, personally, I think the Street Dog BMX game will do more for the industry than a video part would. It absolutely has the potential because the demographic for a video game and the amount of people who could potentially play it is way bigger than the amount of people who will ever watch a video part or a full-length video. Absolutely. But the point of all of it is that it should all exist, and video games, video parts, Instagram videos, TikTok videos, BMX people on YouTube, all of it. Patreon, YouTube, or BMX people, if that's still going, it should all exist. And we shouldn't push back or look down on any of it unless it's actively hurting somebody else or actively out there like going against and just hating on things. And Champion BMX, did you talk about, I'll get there, Champion. And I think part of what kind of got me a little bit like, what the hell with this, is I'm reading this thing and it's this full-length independent video called Lead by Example, talking about people complaining about what's wrong with BMX. And I think about someone like Zach Gerber, who was all but blacklisted from the BMX industry, who has helped work with Ryan Howard and helped make several independent full-length BMX videos that are some of the craziest videos, and Zach, some of the craziest video parts of all time, would read something like this and be like, dude, I've been doing it for a decade. And I don't get the nod from all of BMX the way that this probably will. And it just goes to highlight what's wrong with BMX. We'll complain about it. The fact that the special chosen few people are elevated above everybody else, and no matter what they do or how they do it, they're... I don't know exactly how to say what I'm thinking because it's not words in my head, but they're just looked at like they're above everybody else, when there's people out there doing it for longer, better, and gnarlier, whatever you want to say, who haven't got the love that they probably deserve. So let's move on from this. I'm sure this video is going to be amazing. I really hope that it is a positive force and that the I don't know, everything I was talking about with this is just my initial reaction to it, and that it is a good thing in the end, because that's all I want to see. BMX get helped, and there's that. So I will say a big thank you to Champion BMX in the chat, who has just sent in a $10 super chat. Kurt Rowell runs Champion BMX. It is a mail order out of Washington, I believe is where he is at. And what was I going to say? Oh yeah, he said, did you talk about the huge news where Jeff Mead and Champion BMX are working together? Actually, I didn't. Jeff Mead in New Jersey working with a mail order out in Washington. It's pretty dope. Jeff Mead is one of those guys who is an example of someone who has been killing it steadily forever, doing tricks that no one else can do, winning contests, and it took until the past couple years for, you know, he's working with Wooder, he's working with Tech Bike Co., now he's working with Champion BMX. It's sick. Love to see that. There's so many people out there, and there always has been, and there will be in every industry, that deserve some love and shine time that just for whatever reason don't get it. And that's why I thought it was funny that someone who's been in the industry, is a pro for over a decade, living from the industry of BMX, talks about leading by example in making something independent. So there you go. Moving on. No, not to the Meyer ad. To a little bit more lighthearted fun with Taj talking about riding this bike. It's a Fairdale bike. Taj in the Woods is the video. Talking about his enjoyment for it and how it takes him away from the screens and all of those aspects, and just how he gets back into the groove of riding when he's out there, and just the best thing. It's a very nice video. Very well made too. 50 people in the chat on Black Friday. Glad you guys made it into here. If you're gonna go out shopping, enjoy. Hopefully it's not too cold out there. Next video this week. I also totally forgot the fact that it is Black Friday, so at the end of the video we'll go through and find some Black Friday sales to talk about. So next video is with Jaden Mucha. It's with Burn Slow and Shadow Riding Gear. It's Jaden absolutely ripping and showing off some of the new collab stuff with Burn Slow and Shadow Riding Gear. There's a few different things. There's gloves, helmet, jersey, tees. Check it out. Jaden absolutely rips. Burly as hell. Gnarly riding. I love watching him ride. Let's see. Endless Mag. Fabian, Bader, Lost and Found. This was a good video. Technical, nose manual stuff. Fun one. Totally different than Jaden's video. I always highlight the variety that we get in videos in BMX, and this is another great example going from the last one to this one. Really good stuff. And then we've got a Midwest legend, Andy Kent, in a new video. I think it said something about 20 years. Yeah, been almost 20 years since I put together an edit or part that he put work into. Felt great to push himself a little bit again. This is an awesome video. That's a wall ice pick. There's some tech, there's street. It's a fun one to watch from Deco. Shout out to Deco and Chad DeGroot. Next up, We the People Big in Japan, featuring a bunch of the We the People team as well as some people in Japan. I'm assuming that a lot of these riders ride for We the People as well. Sweet. Cheers. It's a good video. I like the style, like the intro where it's showing the rider, like this old school 3D video game type feel. I love that. This looks so sweet. Definitely a lot of work put into the editing on this. See, that's what I was talking about. Super cool. Fun video. And once again, totally different than the previous videos. And then another video that we're about to talk about that is also totally different than the others is Julian Ortega in a video called Crown Jewels of him cruising around the UK, jumping off a shark, doing crazy grinds. It's a great video. What's up, Gazin? Thanks for tuning in every week, man. Appreciate it. Laneternet. Shop at your local. Your local bike shop might have Black Friday sales. You might want to check it out. They might have something in there. If it's a Black Friday sale and it's been there for a little while, they might be super cheap. Anyways, Julian Ortega slays. Dude kills it. Watch his video. Then we've got Cinema BMX, RVA Daze. Julian Ortega is also in this video. It's pretty crazy to think. This is what's wild about talking about BMX videos and doing this news, is that I can go from talking about a video of one person in the UK, literally across an entire ocean, and then the very next video I talk about, which just happens to be the next video that's in order of video length, also features that same rider, but is across the ocean in Virginia. It's so cool. I love that aspect of BMX and the internet, that we're all connected like that. It's the best, worst thing ever. Anyways, this video is obviously really good. It's the Cinema BMX team. Garrett Reynolds, Nathan Williams, Chad Curley, Julian Ortega, filmed and edited by Calvin Kosovich. Additional filming with J. Rowe, Nathan Williams, Will Stroud. It's a good one. It's a fun video to watch. These guys always rip. This clip in particular, that is the thumbnail image, is super cool because Garrett's sitting up there and this lady's there and he gives her a fist bump, then just takes hard cranks and does this. From the way it looked, it might have been opposite, but I didn't catch it, so it might not have been. But does this bar spin to flat on this huge gap over the rail. So good. Todd, I literally just was talking about you. Did somebody tell you? I was talking about how awesome you are. Todd is in the chat. The guy that I was talking about, 50-something-year-old rider that kills it. I just saw him rip a huge tabletop at Ray's. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What's going on? Jeff Mead is scared to play me in bike, says Noah McBride. Jeff Mead says, Noah, let's go. I'm game. I say we start a poll. Who wins in a game of bike? Noah McBride or Jeff Mead? You don't have to chime in and text. You can choose in the poll. There we go. I love it. All right, move on. Proven, a Neapolitan short film. So there's a crew called Proven, or a company. I'm not going to lie, I haven't heard of what Proven is, but it's, let's see, Boston street style pairs pretty perfectly with these sweet Italian setups. Gotta love it. I love the alliteration in that sentence, Pat Quinn. Pairs pretty perfectly. Boston street style pairs pretty perfectly. Too good. Anyways, watch it. Next up, Logan Ostrom and White House. I know Kurt Rao is going to be stoked. I'm not going to lie, I didn't get a chance to watch everything this week. With these Borough Breaker videos and some of the longer videos that happen, I really should give myself more time to watch them because this Borough Breaker one was 24 minutes long and I want to watch all of those. So I'm managing my time and it means I don't get to watch everything. So I need you guys to watch that last video from the Proven crew and then also this video and let me know how it is. But it's here. It will be linked in the description for you to talk about. Don't forget, if you vote for Geoff, I'll moderate you. That's hilarious. Next up, another video of someone that I don't recognize the name of, but it's a video from Vans, so you know he's going to shred. Felipe Manarim, The Routine I Want. It's a video that's almost 10 minutes long. It's for Vans Brazil. Pretty cool to see that, and I love talking about all these videos, and I love especially when we get to talk about people who you may not have heard of before, so you can see new people and maybe get to be a new fan of someone or find a new rider that you get to enjoy watching whenever you see their stuff. After that, videos are continuing to get longer. We have one from Animal with Stephen Hamilton called Average Cadaver. Hamilton steadily just kills it. It's just a consistent given thing that Hamilton is going to be out there somewhere killing it riding his bike. And if he's not working right now, even though it's snowing, he's probably somewhere out riding and filming. It's so sick. And to have a over 17-minute long video on the Animal YouTube channel with Hamilton is pretty cool. So check it out. Can we Jeff, you don't even live in Ohio. Are you hinting at something? Jeff's asking for Vans, Ohio to be a thing. That's funny. So next up, we have coverage from the Legends of the Fall Jam from Dig BMX. You really have to give it to, I'm going to make sure I'm right before I say this, Rob Dalecki. You really got to give it to this dude because this event happened last weekend. It wasn't even a full week ago yet. It started as a 2-day event, Friday and Saturday, And he's already got the In the Cut video out. It's over 17 minutes long. That's pretty freaking sweet. What's up, Blake Udy? In the chat. Blake was at this event, I'm pretty sure. Hamilton Road Fools Days was peak. I hear that, and I feel pretty, like, I don't know, I feel like I almost missed out, but also feel stoked that I didn't see any of that before I actually met and got to ride with Hamilton all the time when I lived in Columbus. It's like a double-edged thing. It was like, oh, I didn't get to see all these crazy videos growing up because I just didn't watch them. But then, and now I get to meet all these people in my current body in life, not as a kid watching it, like being like, oh my gosh, this is the craziest thing ever. Now it's like, oh, I get to meet this dude who everyone says is a legend, and then go watch this video that I've never seen to see how legendary they are. What's up, Wheel Good BMX? I appreciate you. Anyways, Legends of the Fall Jam. I just wanted to tip my hat to Rob Dalecki for the work that he puts in to get these videos filmed and then put out so quickly. Watch a Road Fools today. Maybe. I gotta work, man. I gotta get stuff done. See, this is what I love. All right. I know this isn't BMX news, but this is what I love, because Kurt just told me to watch a Road Fools today. Jeez. The reason why I never watched Road Fools growing up, one is that I just didn't know and wasn't aware and didn't care. And two, that I was too busy wanting to make my own videos and do my own stuff to even realize or care that any of that was happening. And in my current life right now, that is exactly what's going on. I'm too busy making my own videos and having my own BMX experience that really the only times that I watch BMX videos is when I see one pop up, like the Andy Kent video. When I see one like that pop up and I'm like, oh, I have to watch that as soon as I see it. Or when I'm preparing for this BMX news live stream. And there's something to say that, like, I have a very similar experience of BMX today as I did when I first started riding. Oh my gosh. How many? 18 years ago. I'm still making videos. And I'm still so into that I don't even care about a lot of other stuff. Pray more exposed. You can't be exposed if you openly talk about it. Pretty funny. And you can't be a poser if you're so busy living it that you don't want to watch it. Pretty funny. Were you even born when Road Fools was a thing? Yes, I started riding in 2006, so yes. Anyways, next up, I wanted to talk about the ladies class coverage while having the Blooms post up on their website, because the previous post on BMX Union had both, but I wanted to make sure we pull up the Bloom so you guys can recognize and go check out the Bloom BMX whenever there's Lady Shredder coverage. But we have the podium from the women's class with Jessica Osick in third, Rosa in second. Rosa is one of those people that you probably never heard of, but she kills it. Seriously, I've seen riding at Ray's and then seen videos. Just so good right here. And then Bethany Hedrick with the win, taking wins all across the entire country in the past year or two. Love it. So the coverage is there. This video is about 4 minutes, 10 seconds long-ish. Check it out. Then we get to the longer videos this week. I already mentioned it a little bit ago, but Dan Kruk's Borough Breaker Rally. This is the event and series on Billy Perry's YouTube channel where there's a set of challenges and holy crap. I'll talk about this in a second. I got to talk about Wheel Good BMX for a second. Wheel Good BMX with a $20 super chat. I hope this doesn't make it go away on my screen. There we go. Thank you. Seriously. That $20 super chat goes straight into making sure that I'm here every Friday doing the news, doing this BMX thing, and keeping it going so that if you guys enjoy it, you can keep watching it. And I appreciate that. Everyone who's a member, everyone who gives super chats, everyone who watches. If you see an ad on my video, then that means that you supported me. So thank you for that. I'm thankful for that too. Yesterday was Thanksgiving. So, Borough Breaker Rally. There are the 5 borough checkpoints. If I say any of this wrong, I'm sorry. I'm so ignorant to how New York works and all this stuff. But there's the Bronx, Queens, Brooklyn, Manhattan, Staten Island, and they have to get clips at certain spots in all of these places. And then there's other challenges throughout the entire thing that you can do anywhere that take time off of your total cumulative time. So this is a timed event where you do the challenges and your whole entire time that it takes you from start to finish in doing everything and then ending in the end spot, the challenges take time off of that. And it's a really cool concept. Dan Kruk's version with Grant C as the filmer. Grant did an awesome job in this in making sure that Dan was like talking us through a lot of the stuff. I've talked about this with all of them, but Grant was making sure, he's like, hey, what's going on kind of stuff. And then Dan kind of got into it, and they did a really good job bringing us through the adventure of the day. And one thing that I really took from this one is that, yes, everyone, Dan Kruk is a human. Even though we see him do the most outrageous stuff ever on his bike, he is a human. And watching him struggle at some of these spots, when you see the raw look at it that this video brings, was like, whoa, man, he is a human. And then you see him flawlessly land the clips. Like the one ice hard 180 he did down they call it a blubba or something like that. The hubbas, that spot. The ice hard he did in the couple attempts before that was like, dude, he's got to dial that in. And then he did and landed it so like beautifully. Was like, dude, I just appreciate his riding that much more, seeing that he works for it, but actually seeing him work for it and then seeing the perfection that is the result. I love that. So it's a good one. I enjoyed it. And they did a good job putting it together. Jeff Mead said, you can live in New York and still not know. It's the closest, furthest place ever. That makes me feel a little bit better because I don't know, I've been there, but don't know anything really about it. So next up, we've got the Monster Cash Up Series, King of BNE. We've been talking about that event in the events portion of that, and here it is. It happened. Looks like somebody front flipped downstairs that isn't Zach Gerber, and that is awesome. Love seeing craziness like that happen, because when he first started doing those, it was very few and far between in that he was the only person who's going to front flip down a stair set, other than maybe one person in the whole world. Now you got it happening at a jam down a big old stair set. It's dope. Then we get into the interviews type things from this week. First up is a Factory Friday video from S&M Bikes. This one going through some of the stuff that they received in shipping containers, as well as talking about some handlebar stuff. You even get to see quick preview. Where's that? Did I miss it? It's somewheres in here. They go back to the bars. I guess I just missed it. So they're making a run of Nowhere BMX bars, and you get to see one of them. but I don't remember where at. I know this is a freestyle BMX channel, but the Grands National Super Bowl of Racing is happening this weekend. That is true. Grands is happening this weekend, and maybe Noah can give me a little bit of info so I can talk about it for a second. Oh, I saw it. Is it after this clip? Maybe it's right after this clip. Where is it at? I can't find it. Dang it. All right, there it is. Boom. Chris Muller holding a set of Nowhere 4-piece bars. Can't wait to get my hands on a set of those. Grands, Noah. Grands. So I can talk education. Book learning, man. I can't speak. Anyways, next up, Backbone Zone with Clint Reynolds. Hour and 17 minutes podcast with Clint Reynolds. Check it out. And then we also have Canode Knows with Nate Wessel. Nate Wessel is a friggin' legend. And I did a podcast with him this year. Now Canode's got one, and there's gotta be more info. You know, more podcasts, the better. It is so great whenever you can just spend, I think it's 2 hours in this one talking with a person and just get to know them and hear all these crazy stories, and it's just awesome. I love that podcasts exist. Let's see. I totally forgot to bring up the More BMX hashtag on my browser. I know there's a couple things to talk about with it. Make sure, let's see. I'm going to bring up the More BMX tag because that's the next thing to talk about this week. Yo, Aaron Moravik, jumping in the chat. I hope this doesn't make my little ticker go away, but Aaron Moravik just gave a $10 super chat. Same thing I've been saying this whole time, man. This direct support from you guys directly supports me, and I appreciate that. Just found out this week that there's over 800 races at Grands. That is madness. Imagine, how long does Grands go on for? Is it just a weekend long thing? Like, how many days of racing is there? No, it says Grands is happening in Tulsa. It's basically the biggest race of the year where you go to compete for your national ranking. And then he says NBL Grands greater than USA BMX Grands. Interesting. Glad I could learn a little bit here. I listened to so in the Nate Wessel podcast, he referenced some contest ramps he built, Red Bull Skyline event that he did the ramps for. Good stuff. So is there anything in here that we haven't talked about yet? I don't know how hashtags are going to work moving forward on Instagram because they're getting rid of the ability to follow hashtags, which is kind of super duper lame. But either way, let me pull it up on my phone. There's a race of champions where the champions of each state race that happens. Oh, he took it away. Damn it. I wanted to read that. Oh, let's see. Where she? Oh, yo. So check this out. I'll pull up my phone. Kevin Jackson, who's in the chat, lives in New York, used the More BMX hashtag. Look at that. Look at that pink front wheel. Hell yeah. That's sick. And fork. Foot jammed fakie. Nice, nice. This is what's cool about this hashtag, and what's going to suck if Instagram takes hashtags away is because you guys can use this tag, and then I can pull up your videos and posts on Instagram to talk about them. Oh, you wrote the wrong thing. Okay. There's a race of champions where the champions of each state race today and yesterday. Gotcha. Probably getting rid of them because they don't work. Build it better. Build it better into the app, man. Even though you might not need to with what you're doing. Love to see it, Kevin. Love to see it. I love that you're wearing a helmet too sometimes. Got that vest or that denim vest on there with the patches on it. We also had friend of mine, friend of the channel, Kevin Zuba, threw on a set of Alienation vice grip brakes and had a sesh. Did a Canadian nose pick to back Fufanu. That was crazy. A can nose pick. Love it. Nose pick, pivot around with the foot plant. I love Kevin's riding. He's so fun to watch ride. And he used the More BMX hashtag too, even though it doesn't fucking work, mate. But sometimes it does. Like Presley. Presley's out here learning tail whips. Using the tag, it actually showed up. Presley kills it. Presley is another of the moderators on the channel. And he's just a 20-year-old, no, 40, 50. He's like a grandpa with the energy of a 9-year-old and just kills. He's just a smart kid. And I always love riding with him. So he used the tag. Did anybody else use the tag and it actually show up? Look, Kevin, yours showed up. You didn't have to send it to me. That's awesome. Anything else? Anyone else? If you did use the tag, send it to me on Instagram right now and I will pull it up. But we have to talk about the events in BMX before we get into the Black Friday sales. So there's this app called Time BMX that allows you to see all of the events that people submit to the app, where there's racing. What's Track Attack? What does that mean? Track Attack Round 1. What is it? Let's see. Racing at Australian BMX Series, Time BMX, in conjunction with Eastern Region BMX, $18,500 prize pool. What is it? Is it like a series, I assume? Yeah, it's like a racing series. That's pretty cool. So the app shows you all these events. There's different categories. You can submit an event and you can put the name and the flyer info and all of that. And so you tap on Flatland here and you see that in December, there's only 3 events going on that are on here. If you have an event, put it in here. People send me flyers to events all the time. And I'm like, put it into the Time app and everyone can see it. And I don't have to just remember. It'll show up and then I can talk about it. So Track Attack is a race series. That's pretty cool. There's a good few riders from the Akron area that race. If you watch, look for Mikey Tonkovich. He's a local that could go pretty far. That's cool. So in December, there's Down Underground Australian BMX Flatland event in Australia. Georgia State Flatland Championship in Georgia, the state, not the country. UCI Urban Cycling World Championship in Abu Dhabi, mid-December. Then freestyle events. We have British BMX Hall of Fame. That's going on all month. Something to do with it. The Dutch National Championships are tomorrow in the Netherlands. And then the Yo Man Street Classic number 3 in Fort Myers, Florida. Boom. This was one that Presley's mom sent me. I'm like, put it in the app. And now it's here. Look at that. So all the info, and then you can even have the address where you need to go, when you need to be there. It's awesome. Yeah, Aaron, I talked a bit about Legends of the Fall. So the other thing about this app while we have it open is that there's a skate park, bike shop atlas on it that has the entire globe, and all of the parks, shops, and everything entered into it that they've entered so far, and there's more added, and I think you might even be able to like try and get your park in there if it's not. And every week I go ahead and I pull up a random skate park somewhere in the world from the first person who says where we should pull one up from. So whoever says it first, I'm gonna pull up that area and see what the park looks like. It's always fun because you never know. And I pulled up a couple really cool looking parks in all over the world, actually. And while we wait on that, I'm going to check this Instagram message and make sure it's not something I need to talk about. Oh, see, there it is. I knew it. Danny Rumpel out here killing it. Hold up. Let me pull this up. Pull that up. That's 19 weeks ago. This is the current one. Danny Rumpel out here ripping. I already liked it because I always like Danny's posts. Hour-long news. Yeah, it is. Hot dang. Topside no-foot can air is sick. What else? What else? Long Island, South Africa, Brisbane, Australia, Brazil. Kevin Jackson was first and said Long Island. Gonna pull up a Long Island skate park here. That's Nova Scotia. There's Massachusetts. There's Long Island. Right here in the center. Oh, those are shops. Wow, there's a lot of shops on Long Island. There's a park. Boom. What park is it? Laurelton Skate Park. Oh, it's a concrete park. Oh, it looks good. Little plaza set up. Looks like you could do some grinding. Have some fun on there. I also want to do South Africa because that sounds sick. This park's cool. You ride there, Kevin? All right, South Africa. Let's find it. Do you mean South Africa as in southern continent of Africa or the country South Africa? So I believe South Africa is a country. Couldn't tell you where it's at. There it is. Just kidding. I found it. I guess South Africa is in South Africa, so. Oh, I'm an idiot. Oh no, it is up. I thought it wasn't pulled up. I was like, no, I didn't have it pulled up. Oh no, my live streaming page crashed. So we have Northern Cape Skateboarding Park Project. There's two photos. Looks like there's a down ledge and a rail. What else? Quarter pipe with wedge in the background, stair set, and a little bank to sub. Nice. Looks like a fun little spot. That's cool. Dealer's choice. Sweet. Well, that's the Time app. You also have the social media aspect of it where you can post on your profile. You can pick favorite skate parks, events that you're going to go to. It's a sweet app, and I just want more people to use it because there's a lot of people who ask me like, hey, how do you know what events are going on? I see all these events, but I miss them because I don't see it. So I see the events after they happen. I'm like, well, I never had a way to tell people. I'm like, just follow stuff on Instagram, I guess, because nobody posts about all the events. Well, they're in this app, so use it. Anyways, that is the Time BMX app. That's the More BMX tag. I appreciate everyone who uses it. Also, how would I find that? Whirly fam. Youngstown Skate Park petition. If I search that. Is this it? I don't know when it was posted. That's 2018. Skate park update. That's 2016. Yeah, I don't know how to find it. Actually, I do know where I could find it. It's in an Instagram message. It's a survey type deal. And then we got to go through some some Black Friday deals. Don't want to forget that. It's already been an hour. Holy hell. Let's see. Where is it? Is it really that far back? I don't know how to find it, but there is a petition and a survey somewhere. Oh, I totally forgot about that too. There's so much to talk about that you just easily forget about things. There, wait. Yep, right there. Oh, is it gone? Stories. Oh, there we go. I found it. We're good. So I'll put this in the YouTube description. It is just a survey that you can fill out with information to help contribute to the cause to get a skate park built in Youngstown, Ohio. So there was one other thing on Instagram here before we get to Black Friday deals, because those are everywhere. The new look, or a first look at the new lever that we're working on, the alienation. I will have a sample of this in the next week or two, and I cannot wait. That's the shape of it. I think it's going to be good. Ping a DM to the Time account and we'll share. There you go. If you send it to the Time account, they'll share it too. I'll make sure I put this in the description right now. I'll put it first. Youngstown, Ohio skate park survey. Boom. So that'll be in the description. Now, what else do we have? Black Friday deals. Do you guys know Black Friday deals that are going on? I will pull them up and we can talk about them. I think everywhere is having Black Friday deals. They're big ones though. So you know all of the mail orders are having Black Friday deals. I know Dan's Comp is having one. I know Source BMX is having one. 15% off at Dan's Comp, 15% off Source. Planet BMX has 20 and 26 inch Haro Flatland Masters at 50% off. 50% off at Planet BMX. Also, via the Kurinsky fam, the new Sandusky, Ohio skate park is doing a ribbon cutting December 16th. Send that to Huck. There you go. Planet BMX. Is it on their website? Can I find it? Haro? Not quite 50% off on that, but it's close. Let me see if I type in Haro Master, if less of them come up. I mean, that's a pretty darn huge discount. I'll put Black Friday sales at the bottom. There's that. What else? Local bike shop is having a big sale today. Yeah, in Nebraska. If you guys want to go, or you're local to the Nowhere compound in Nebraska, you can check out that sale. Big sale. We got Champion BMX. There's a sale going on for that. Can I find it on the website? Let's see. Kurt, you gotta get on Google Ads, man. You don't show up whenever you just type in Champion BMX. Oh yeah, you do. As all is one word. I typed Champion BMX bike and it didn't. You're good. You show up first. You're good. Black Friday sale. It is spend $100, get 10% off. Spend $200, get 15% off. Spend $350 and get 20% off. And they just got in. Where's it at? Brake stuff. They just got in the Alienation Vice Grip brakes. So you could get them for 10% off. check out J&R BMX. Wheel Good is having a 30% off everything sale all weekend. Jeez. Wheel Good BMX. Do you have a website? Or is it an in-store kind of deal? So Wheel Good BMX, I'll show this here real quick. Black Friday, 30% off everything for that. Rise and Grind Bike Shop here in Ohio, located in Wedgwood Skate Park, also having a huge Black Friday sale. There's just too much to list. Like if I go to alienationbmx.com, their shop is also having the 30% sale still. So there's that. There are just so many sales everywhere. So go to your local shop or your local mail order, whatever it is that you want to support, and shop there. Shop local first. If you can't find everything that you want locally, order from places like Champion or Wheel Good or Rise and Grind if they do ordering. I don't know if that's the thing. They probably would if you wanted them to. Or order directly from the companies. That doesn't help as many people, but it helps the companies, and companies need help too right now. So there's tons of sales literally everywhere. Most companies are doing them. There's a few that aren't, that are like doing the F Black Friday thing, which is good in itself. Support those companies too, because they need it. Can't find them now. They were there yesterday. Oh, 50% off sale on a complete bike like that. That's going to go real quick. 30% off Huffy bikes today, or Huffy BMX today. Hashtag ad. That's funny. Do I have any more messages that I need to check out here? Kevin Stovall in my messages. Hi, Kevin. Changa posted that they're open, but didn't say anything about sale. Yeah, support your local shop. That's what you should do. Somebody said something about J&R BMX. Boom, J&R BMX. That reminds me, I think the guy from J&R, or is it J? I forget. Somebody messaged me. They're having sales that they're not like plastered in front of you. J&R Bicycles. Close enough. You can get a Park Ranger frame Sunday for $300. It's a good deal. So anyways, that is it. If you can name a company, they're probably having a Black Friday sale. Support who you want to stick around in BMX and lead by example for sure. I'm not poking there, but do it. Be the change that you want to see in the world, in BMX, whatever it might be. That is exactly what I'm doing with this YouTube channel. Is trying to facilitate and talk about things and be the change that I want to see and help with the change that I want to see in BMX. Even if great point. Even if you mail order, buying your locals merch helps more than you know. Boom. There you go. There's that too. So I want to give big thanks. Oh, we got to talk about the poll. Apparently, with 33 votes, Jeff Mead edges out Noah by a 70 to 30% victory in the poll. Jeff Mead, actually it's 69% to 30%. Nice. So Jeff Mead is a shredder. We'll see if he beats Noah in the game of bike that actually is going to happen. It should happen at Ray's so I can film it, just saying. But with that being said, thank you to all of the people who are members in the chat, the Karinsky fam, Aaron Moravik. Who else? Let me scroll up. Doug Tunler, Aaron Moravik again. Jeff Mead is a member. Paul Gale, Vic is a longtime member in the chat. So is the Korinsky family. Appreciate all you guys. Blake Udy. And I can't scroll up any higher, but thank you to everybody who contributed super chats as well and gifted members. Rob Sparkman gifting a member. Adam Ortiz gifting a member. Champion BMX with a super chat. Wheel Good BMX with a $20 super chat. And Aaron Moravik with a 10. I appreciate you guys. I'll be at Ray's next weekend, Noah. ... I like this. I like this a lot. So, all y'all better be at Ray's. I don't know what I'm saying. All y'all better support your locals. Support the companies you want to see stick around. Thank you to everyone who tunes in. Champion BMX has $5 on the Game of Bike winner. Paul Gale is a member in the chat. Thank you for that. But even just being here, hanging out, the fact that there's almost 60 people here on Black Friday directly after Thanksgiving for BMX News is awesome. And also shout out and thank you to Little Devil, Derek Adams, for sending me this freshy hat. Wear this during the news. And we'll see you guys tomorrow for a video. And next week, the Blindfolded BMX Bike Build Championship continues. Next week at Friday, we'll be here, same time, same place. Aaron Moravik just gifted Robert Burris a membership, and I appreciate you guys. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good Black Friday. Go take advantage of buying things you actually need at way cheaper cost. How many channels does Noah have for 30%?